Hello, people of YouTube. This is Shadowcast1991 here, bringing you my better late than never Killzone Shadowfall review. And yes, it has been over a week since I posted a video and a review at that. So yeah, today let's get to it. Reviewing Killzone Shadowfall for the PS4, as some people may know or should know. Killzone started off back in on the PlayStation 2. I don't exactly remember the year. But I know it was Killzone 1 was on PlayStation 2, Killzone 2 and 3 were both on PS3, which is where I started. I started off Killzone 2 and 3. I thoroughly enjoyed both games. I thought they were very fun, they were creative, and Killzone Shadowfall was a pretty good game, but it wasn't exactly what I expected. I expected Shadowfall to be more of a continuation of Part 3. And while they do bring some instances where they bring the stories kind of intertwined a little bit, it doesn't go that far because it is a good way in the future. It's a good bit in the future, but it takes place after spoiler alert, the explosion that happened on Killzone 3 that pretty much annihilated almost everything on the Helgen planet. And it talks about that, and basically the moral of the story, it's a little crazy for me because Killzone Shadowfall, they did something totally different that was really unexpected, and I like to be surprised. But when you go ahead and basically the Vectans felt bad for the Helgen and did they called the war a truce. They came up to a truce, and like a little peace treaty, and they ended up giving the Helgen half of their planet and allowed them to keep their weapons and their army. So, you know where it's going. Now, the Helgen are going to want revenge, obviously. The Helghast people. And that's where I kind of went, why? I came up with a lot of the why questions throughout the game. There's different parts of the game where it kind of just makes me say why they allowed them to come to their planet, why they allowed them to bring their weapons and all. And the thing is, when they gave up half their planet, the Vectan people that lived on half of that Vectan planet, the good guys, they were just forced out of their homes. So it kind of adds to the story and whatnot. But the fact that they were promised safe passage and a lot of people got murdered and whatnot, and the Vectan didn't know what was going on. So the game really had a lot of whys. Like if you've never played any other Killzone game, you start off with Shadowfall, you wouldn't be too bad because Killzone Shadowfall, it's for PS4. The game looks really nice. The graphics look really nice. It's a PS4 game. It's a PS4 exclusive. There's no PS3 version or anything. It's exclusively in the PS4. So you already know the game looks great. It runs pretty smooth. But story-wise, the story wasn't all that. It wasn't all it was cracked up to be. I know the commercials kind of hyped it up a little bit. They made it seem like it was an amazing game at some points, but it really, honestly, there are a lot of repetitive moments where you run into one big room and it'll just be waves of enemies coming at you, and that after a point that kind of, it's fun to do that every once in a while, but you don't want to be doing that through the whole entire game. There's parts where they want you to be stealthy, but then you end up going to some crazy explosive fight, which is kind of fun at times. Maybe it's just me, but it gets a little boring. It feels like there's a lot of repetitiveness where they try to change up the gameplay a little bit for you. They try to force you to do certain things, but at the end of the day, it all feels strangely familiar throughout the whole entire game. There are some parts of the game where they kind of, like, there's this part near the end of the game, I'm sorry, just spoilers here, but where you actually are pretty much skydiving on the Helgen planet while the buildings are crumbling down. It's kind of a fun part, a little frustrating because you kind of crash into buildings like that really fast, like nothing, and you go splat, and it's a little bit annoying. Another thing that really wasn't that great about the game, the checkpoints. Oh, when you died, you had to start all the way over from all the waves of enemies and all that, and that was a big problem where you'd get a little bit of substantial progress into the area that you were going into, and you would complete an objective, but then you die, and then you have to repeat the objective. And it unless you got to like a far enough point, it wouldn't really save, so you have to go through the same waves of enemies, and then you have to try to do the same thing. But then there's times when you feel like you just get overpowered and drowned. And I'm playing this on normal. That's just me. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I honestly kind of suck at the game or something. But who's to say? But the game is a little difficult for sure. It requires you to take a lot of cover, because you will die a lot. It gets a little to the point where it's a little frustrating, where you just constantly get mowed down by the AI and all those enemy players that they have. And story wise, wasn't very strong, and honestly, it should have been its strong point, because Killzone's always been known for a story. Killzone 2 and 3 really. I really liked the stories. They weren't like the grandest of stories, but they were very fun, and it felt different than what Shadowfall was. I mean, it is in the future, futuristic weapons and whatnot, but it really wasn't. You didn't feel very versatile. Like, it was a lot of differences in like the weapons in Killzone 2 and 3, and even also besides the story, the multiplayer was more fun. On Killzone 2 multiplayer, I played a little bit. I kind of enjoyed it, but the Killzone 3 multiplayer, I really enjoyed. I played that a substantial amount. But when it came down to Shadowfall multiplayer, they did something totally different, where you don't exactly level up. You complete challenges, and so you can unlock weapons and things for weapons and stuff. So it's different. It was definitely different. It just didn't have that excitement that Killzone 3 had, with the way that they did some of their game modes. I mean, overall, the game it was pretty straightforward. If it's your first time getting into Killzone, Killzone Shadowfall would be kind of fun. I wouldn't want to recommend it and give you, instead of hours of enjoyment, give you hours of frustration. To avoid all that, just find out, the story about it. Look up other reviews besides mine too, because I'm just giving my humble opinion. This is one person's opinion. Yeah, for all you could love the game, but to be very honest, I like to be a little critical of games, and what you should expect from a game nowadays and whatnot is you should hold the companies at a higher standards. They shouldn't just kind of half-ass something and push it out there. I mean, the game wasn't completely half-assed, not at all. The game was pretty straight. Story-wise, it didn't keep me really engaged very long. There was times where I would stop playing the game for a while, because I just beat it because I wanted to beat it. I wanted to finish the game because I had already started it. But yeah, and the multiplayer didn't really keep me coming either. I played that for a couple days. There was some times where I would go on some kill streaks and it'd be kind of fun, and there'll be some times when I die a lot, and of course that's never really that fun, but I still enjoyed it even when I died a lot sometimes, because it was really cool. But then there were other times when I just, to the point where I felt there was no way to really fight back the enemy. If you got people that have been playing the game long enough versus people that are brand new, it makes the game too, like, it made it a little harder to enjoy the game. Also, playing with friends helps too. But yeah, overall, Killzone Shadowfall is not a game I would really recommend a lot, but it's a pretty darn good looking game. It's PS4 exclusive. Multiplayer wise, it's pretty straight. And yeah, that's Killzone Shadowfall. It's definitely, honestly, the story just kind of really caught me off guard. The ending wasn't what I expected. I mean, to go from, they make you like this main character, first things first. They make you like the main character throughout the game. He wasn't really cool, but he was, he's the main character. He's this guy you're playing as, so you obviously gave a little bit of a crap about him because you had to play as him. But they also try to build this relationship with you and this girl who's half Vectin and half Helghast. And the whole point is that there's a super weapon that's built in the game. You're trying to stop the weapon from being deployed. Well, basically, the weapon could target either the Helghast or the Vectin. And whichever one it targets, it will annihilate the whole species of that. So if it targeted the Vectin, all the Vectin people will die. If it targeted the Helghast, all the Helghast people will die. So they try to build this relationship between you and this girl, but she only pops up a couple times inside and throughout the whole story. So it's like, how are you supposed to give a crap about her if, about her and her story? You don't really know too much about her. This is the first time you ever meet her in any of the Killzone games at all. And the main character you play as, I mean, the beginning when your dad got killed in front of you, and the guy who saved you should have been there a couple seconds sooner. I don't understand that. It's like they I guess maybe they thought that we wouldn't notice that. I mean, that the guy that was with us, there was a Vectin guy. He becomes like the guy who raises you, and he becomes like a high end commander in the Vectin military and whatnot. He actually, like, you meet him when he's first like a regular soldier, and he's with you, and your dad tries to help you guys get out of the Hellgas occupied part of the planet. And you're a little boy, you're like 7 or 8 years old. I don't remember the age, forgive me for that. But yeah, he goes a couple feet in front of you. He goes like over this ledge or whatever, and you go with your dad, and then these Hellgas guys confront you. They shoot your dad, and they kill him in front of you. And then all of a sudden, the guy pops up and kills the Hellgas like nothing. So I don't understand why I mean, he was only a couple seconds ahead, so I don't understand why he didn't turn on earlier and help you out. I guess it was on purpose. But then at the end of the game, the same guy who saved you kills you because he didn't like the fact that you wanted to get rid of the bomb. You wanted so there will be peace between your people, try to build some sort of peace. And he felt betrayed because he's some guy who wanted to annihilate the Hellgas. He's one of those people who became very what do you call it? Someone very paranoid about the Hellgas. He said, "Oh, they're gonna kill us, so we're gonna have to kill them first." So whatever. I guess he thought he was invincible. He thought he was the boss. But yeah, he kills you. So the main character, Pao, is dead. Then you play as a girl for the final mission, and you kill him. And it honestly, the story just kind of made me go, "This sucked." So overall, I'll be honest. If I had to rate the game out of 1 to 10, I'll be very honest. I'd give it about a 5 or a 6. Maybe a 6.5 because the game looks good. But that's about it for me. I'm not giving anything higher than that for that. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. That's just my opinion. But yeah, I mean, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and hit subscribe. And look up for next time because I will be doing another video this week.
Uh-oh, retard alert! Retard alert, class!
So I will be doing my knack review. So look forward to that. Alright, peace.
Derp derp diddy derp 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 diddy derp 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 diddy derp derp.